Manager Mr. Slot, first of all, congratulations on yet another win in the Champions League. 7 out of 7 now. Are you going to finish it and win the entire lot in the league phase?
Oh, that's not going to be easy because the next one we face is a difficult one again. PSV.
Yeah, you know them well, PSV?
I know them well. I also know how difficult team it is to play against. But that's for next week. For now, it's nice to win 7 games because we've not been very fortunate when it comes to the teams we faced, because there are a few teams in this league that have that don't win a lot. But we've again today had to play a team that was 21 games unbeaten that beat Madrid and Atletico. So again today a tough one. But good to see that we managed to win it.
What are you most happy with regarding the game today?
It wasn't easy for the obvious reasons what I just said. We faced a strong team, but they were patient in terms of they kept they were quite close to each other all the time. So it wasn't easy for us to play through them, or around them, or over them. But I like the patience we had, because sometimes players start to force balls that are simply not there, and that's why I think for most parts of the game we controlled and dominated. I think the only chance we maybe conceded was a goal, which is a phase of the season we are in at the moment. Which by what I mean is that we hardly concede a chance, and if we concede one, it's a goal. But still, we were able to win, and that's the most important thing.
But once again, you managed to bring on a sub who makes an impact. David Nunes did against Brentford today. It was Harvey Elliott. What does it mean for you to see Harvey Elliott score? He's had quite a difficult season.
Yeah, because he was injured for a long time, and when he came back, other players were and are doing really well. So he had to wait for his chance, and still, even today, he came in as a sub. Although today for 45 minutes, yeah, it's what it is at Liverpool. We have more than 11 good players. We have many good players. So then, if you bring players in, they can score goals like the ones who start. So that's the privilege of being the head coach of Liverpool.
Big congrats on the win. Thank you, Arne. Thank you. Cheers.
Different type of football to Jurgen Klopp, his predecessor. A very different demeanour as well. What have you made of Slot, how he's presented himself? Might sound like a ridiculous question, but it is a big part of the job these days, how they come across and how they communicate.
I was actually really impressed from day one. I feel like he's got a lot of charisma. You know, even before any Premier League started, I feel like he was quite comfortable in the role, because probably sitting here this time last year going, tell you what's going to happen with Liverpool? Klopp's been there 8 years, so successful, the way they've been going, the club. You know, the fans are nearly in mourning because this guy's leaving. It was, you know, all the talk about what happened with Man United, with Fergie. They're going to have the same massive drop-off. So he's took on board, you know, a very good squad of players. Now, even looking at the bench tonight, they've got such strength and depth as well. So he's actually not really fiddled it too much. We spoke before the break about just how they control games more, less heavy metal football, you know, chasing all around the pitch. They're more in control of games. But I think his man management skills as well, and the decisions, every sort of decision he seems to make seems to be the right one, you know, be that substitute off the bench or, you know, players starting or whatever. He just seems to get the balance right in his team every single time. And, you know, at the minute, sitting here today, he's done no wrong.
What do you reckon?
Yeah, more of the same. I think it's all been said, really. Probably just one more thing in terms of, I think, man management. We're talking about the dressing room collectively, how he's managed the dressing room very well, in-game substitutions. So I agree with all that. But just the individual players, I just feel have come on under his kind of stewardship.
Gravenberch in particular.
Yeah, Gravenberch, well, that's like actually finding another position.
Yeah.
That's looking at a player who looked as if he'd kind of no future, was brought into the football club as a number 8, an attacking midfielder. Klopp had a look at him and thought, I can't play him, can't trust him in that holding midfield position. He's had a look at him and said, no, I can work with him. I can make him into that type of player. And he's improved and got better in that position to the point where he's probably the biggest single factor for me in terms of looking at Liverpool now as opposed to the start of the season and thinking, yeah, they can go and win the title, they can achieve something special this season. Even that one switch that he's played, getting into the mind of that player. Kanate, we've spoken about, big upsurge in terms of his performances. Harvey Elliott, Curtis Jones as well. So whatever he's doing, those conversations that he's having with players in 1v1 situations that we're not privy to, they're making a difference. They're impacting players. Players are listening to him and they're getting better and improving.
You were somewhat critical of Liverpool, the way they've run things in terms of letting all these players let the contracts run down at the same time. Liverpool, with that win, that means that they will and they have top spot with a game to spare if, that is, Barcelona failed to beat Benfica tonight. An absolutely wild match in Lisbon. I won't ruin it for you if you don't know the score already. You may well do, but a lot went on in that game. We'll get to that a little bit later in the evening. Right now, we can hear from the scorer of Liverpool's first goal. It's Mo Salah.
Mo, well done. Another win. And tonight, history for you. First Liverpool player to 50 goals in Europe.
Hopefully not the last one, but something I'm very happy and proud about it, and also especially because we won the game, so that's the most important thing.
Were you aware of that particular record, the 50?
I'm not sure.
You've broken so many.
No, I wasn't focused about it before the game, to be fair.
What did you need to do in that first half in particular? Because Lille made it difficult, didn't they, with their defensive press for the first.
So it's a quite tough team, and they showed that also for first half and second half. So I will give them credit, but I'm glad that we managed to win the game.
For your goal, you went direct, didn't you? It seemed as though that was the best way to beat that press.
Yeah. We get the ball. I think we recovered the ball from them, and Curtis pass the ball very well finally, and I managed to score.
Did you switch off a little bit when Lille went to 10 men?
Yeah, I think so. Not switched off, but I think they went for counter-attack there, and they managed to score. It's a little bit disappointed about it because also the clean sheet is very important for us and for our defensive line. So, I think the manager will speak about it. So, let's see.
And Harvey Elliott with the winner, his first goal in the Champions League in 3 years. A big moment for him.
Yeah, especially because he was injured in the beginning of the season and came back. It's quite tough also with the guys in the midfield, but I'm happy for him. I'm always there to help him, and he's a great lad and always try to give his best. When he come like sometime 5 minutes, sometime today he had 45 minutes. He was great, so I'm happy for him.
You need that strength in depth, don't you? That competition for places. It's a real strength.
Yeah, definitely. I think when you want to win a big tournament, you have to have a big squad. So we have a good one at the moment. So hopefully we carry on like that.
The first winners of the Champions League phase, you are. You don't get a trophy for that. But how does this squad compare to the team that won the Champions League that you played in 6 years ago now?
It's a different manager and different players. Yeah, we have like 3, 4, 5, 6 left from that squad. But I think we have a good talented players working very hard. The manager also have a good idea. So we just give it a try and we'll see.
50 goals in the Champions League for Liverpool. Can you hang around long enough for another 50?
I'm not sure about that, but I will give it my best.
Comparing
the
great Liverpool teams.
Yeah, exactly. That front three for me now, Salah and Mane, of course, Henderson, Wijnaldum, Fabinho at their very best. I give that team the edge, to be honest with you, over this present Liverpool team.
We'll wait and see if they do the quadruple. You were giving them the quadruple earlier on. No team ever won a quadruple, I don't think.
Make your mind up.
Second half, it was Mo Salah got them in front in the first half. Second half, looked like they'd probably start coasting once the red card happened to Mandy early enough on in it there. You can have a look at it.
dropped the line in.
Yeah, Gary Breen got the line in, all right. But what about this, the second yellow?
Yeah, I mean, Mandy, when you're on a yellow card, it's a crazy tackle. It's a really good ball. Obviously, Diaz is through and he thinks he's got no other option but to take him down. But when you're on a yellow card, you just got to hope that one of your centre halves is going to come across and bail you out. You're away from home, you're at Anfield. And don't forget, it's a big night for them as well. They had to get something from the game. They're on the verge of just missing out on the automatic as well. So, yeah, it's a poor decision for
You probably
Mandy.
wouldn't expect that's almost half an hour, more than half an hour to go. Actually, you'd be thinking Liverpool would push on and probably put a few goals on the board at that stage, right?
Well, you would think so, and actually, Lille got their noses, equal after that. You think Liverpool had a man sent off because I don't know, they just sort of dropped off it a bit. Liverpool for 10 minutes
Is
after
your
this.
man Kenny Jonathan David finally repaid your faith?
Yeah, I won't go overboard. It was a decent enough finish. Don't think Liverpool, I'm going to point the finger at Tsimikas here in the left-back position. I think he should hold his ground. He makes the decision there to drop into the 6-yard box, almost in front of Alisson. He almost obscures Alisson. This is an easy save for the Liverpool goalkeeper. Have a look at him. He steps in there. That opens up the space for David then to step onto the ball and put it into the back of the net. I understand it to an extent, the defender. You want to defend your goal. But in that situation, the best decision for me is for him to stay outside of the 6-yard box and in contact with David and let the goalkeeper deal with that, which Alisson definitely would have.
Okay, but just on that, right, if you're in that situation as a defender and you hang back, right, and Harrelson, the Lille player, smacks it into the top corner, actually catches it really well, do you look like a mug for not coming out and trying to block the shot?
Yeah, I understand. There will be there will be times when you'll drop in there and you'll kick one off the line, but experience tells you over the years, the law of averages suggests, yeah, exactly. And each situation is kind of different. You just have to get a bit of a sense or read very quickly. Experience tells you that. And in that situation, even as soon as I saw Simica's reaction take him towards the goal, I was thinking, probably the wrong decision.
What do you think as a goalkeeper in that scenario? You're happy enough to say, listen, I'll save it?
Well, yeah, I think there's a couple of angles Alisson was looking at him after as well, actually.
Right.
When you look at it close, because Kenny was looking at the fullback and I was actually looking at Alisson, and he's looking up at him going, you've actually killed me there, because I think it was going to be a comfortable save, and if Simica's had kept his position as well, he would have been closer to actually getting a block on the shot as well. So I'm sure Alisson's frustrated. He's a top goalkeeper. He wants to keep clean sheets.
Yeah, I didn't see Queeveen concede any goals in the Champions League this year. Shay,
I wish it was that simple. I wish it was that
there,
simple. But actually, we did feel that Queeveen might have started tonight, because Liverpool sitting top and could have given Alisson the night off. But he went strong before.
The problem with the keeper situation, you can never just take a goalkeeper off after 70 minutes and give him even 20 minutes or whatever it might be. But what was the story? What do you think the situation was? The Liverpool mindset at that stage, the fact that they were a man up and conceded a goal like that, we're all surprised to see it.
Yeah, I don't think it was a massive. I think it's too easy to say, massive drop off, got kind of cautious in their approach. I don't think that was the case. Decent build up down the left hand side. Just goes to show you, just put any type of ball into the penalty box, anything can happen. You can cause a little bit of panic. But no, I think Liverpool recovered well. And like I said, you never felt as if Liverpool were on the back foot and the second goal was coming. I thought they kind of dictated the game pretty well after that, as they have done most of the season. They found themselves in these situations numerous times this season during this game, lost the impetus, found themselves on the back foot, but they never tend to panic, even if they concede occasionally. They don't panic, they kind of trust themselves, trust their defensive structure. Not just the defensive structure, but their ability to get hold of the ball then and dictate and really kill games. This is what I'm talking about. We're used to Jurgen Klopp, heavy metal, go for 90 minutes. Got to roll, but this is different. This is a different animal now.
It's been said all along, we'll have to see how they handle adversity, but maybe we've seen it over the last few weeks. They've been in a few sticky situations. They haven't always got the wins, but they haven't been getting beaten either. They got the win against Brentford at the weekend.
Yeah.
Are we actually seeing the bit of adversity that they're going to face and that they can handle it?
Yeah, I didn't buy into the argument that they're having a wobble even up until the game. We spoke about it kind of Saturday.
The wobble still to come, is that what you're saying?
Yeah, I don't think necessarily it will come. I've got a lot of confidence in this team. They're in a great position. That's what I'm talking up.
But normally there's a bit of a, there's a wobble. Even Man City, the great teams that have won the Premier League 4, they've had a dip. They've had a part of the season. Like, it'd be interesting to. All I'm saying is, it'll be interesting to see if that happens and how they react and how they respond.
We are in late January at this stage is the only thing.
Yeah, no.
But they dip during games in terms of, like, there is drop off in terms. They're always on the front. They drop off. They give the team a ball to the opposition. You can say, well, they're looking a little bit out of sorts, but they keep their concentration. They don't panic. They stay in games, and invariably they find those kind of moments or periods during games where they just take the game away from opposition teams.
It's been the substitutes in recent weeks that have done the business. Everybody that Arne Slot puts on the pitch seems to make an impact. It was Harvey Elliott today.
Yeah, I mean, Harvey was brilliant. Again, he done great at the weekend against Brentford. We spoke about it after the game. He was involved in 2 of the goals of the weekend as well. But again, if any young kid's watching him, he's driving to get into the box. He's never stand still. He's always busy. As Kenny said before, he's a clever player. He finds space in areas that, just little simple passes and stuff. In the pockets, he picks up. See that one touch? He's got a vision in his head before the ball even comes to him where the ball's going to end up. And if Darwin just lifts that over the keeper, it's another goal. So again, not happy just pass, but pass and move. What's the next pass? That's where the red card comes from a brilliant forward pass from Harvey Elliott. And again, he gets his rewards with his goal again, but keeps the ball moving. I know Kenny says he's not the quickest, he's not the sharpest over the ground, but he's sharp in the head, and he's quick in making decision making. You just see him here in the left hand side of the picture, keeps out of the way. Yeah, he gets a bit of luck. It's a deflection off Macau on the way through, I think, but he keeps it down. He gets his knee over the ball and a really good connection, and it does get a bit of luck. But I was really impressed with him actually when he came on tonight.
He's always positive. He's always looking to play forward. Never takes the easy option too often, that sideways or backwards pass, which we see a lot of now in modern football. Always looking forward, always looking to take an element of risk with his passing, but invariably it pays off.
I don't know what he's alluding to there in terms of the talk, and it seems like every second celebration these days I see is people saying that they're being talked about.
Kenny's talking too much about him.
It could be. Kenny's often talking too much.
Generally.
I'm always asking the questions, yeah. But obviously everyone's talking about the big 3 who are out of contract. There are other players. He's one of them who, as Rob says, has been linked with a move away. I've heard Brighton mentioned, Borussia Dortmund as well. Would you, if you're Harvey Elliott, be looking to move out of Liverpool at the moment?
I wouldn't. Reading between the lines, it looks as if he doesn't want to. He's totally committed to the football club. He's ambitious to kind of prove himself and forge a career at Liverpool Football Club. So that's great to hear. And from Liverpool's point of view, I think you want to keep him as well. Like I said, I'm not sure he's a guaranteed starter week in, week out for the next kind of 2 to 4 years. But for me, he's absolutely invaluable. The cameo that we saw this evening and what we've seen from him previously, his versatility in terms of positions that he can play around the pitch, and looks a good skin as well in terms of personality to have around the dressing room. So he's ticking a lot of boxes there in terms of getting a new contract. I think he'll be one to sign a new contract pretty quickly.
That's one you need as well, isn't it? That sort of player who can slot in like that,
Yeah,
and bring you something off the bench.
Versatile, and I think Mo Salah mentioned him as well. I think he's key to learn off the likes of Mo Salah and the more experienced players at the club. I mean, you talk about players leaving Liverpool. I don't think any player wants to leave Liverpool right now. I really don't.
Trent?
I would include Trent in that. I would include Kelleher. I would include.
You don't think Trent actually wants to leave?
Not in this month window. No. If I'm Trent Alexander-Arnold,
but
I'm sitting top of the league, got a chance at the Champions League to win the Champions League.
Yeah.
You could go out with, as Kenny said before the show, the quadruple, and then there's an open top bus around Liverpool.
I'd be waiting until the summer for his Trent as well, though.
And a parade. I'm genuinely
Saturday.
being serious because. You know, these opportunities to win the Premier League. We've seen Liverpool win it a few years ago in front of an empty stadium. You know, imagine lifting the trophy in front of a full Anfield and the atmosphere that could maybe even a double or a treble. They've got big things on the horizon.
Shay's right. There's history to be made here. So regardless whether it's Van Dijk, Salah, what's your intention? If you're going to sign, if you're not, these next 4 or 5 months, or Trent, I'd include in that as well. You've got to give it everything you're all. This could potentially be history in the making. 3, 4 trophies in the season, 4 trophies in the season, never been done before. You've got a chance to be part of it. That's actually obtainable. You know, it's within reach. You know, you must want to be part of that. Contract negotiations, where you're going to go in 4 or 5 months, forget it. Park all of that. Just focus what's ahead of you.
I think they can they? Even Alexander-Arnold, who looks like the most likely to leave, even if it's in his head, I'm gone, he can surely focus for the next 6 months regardless. I know there could be issues if the crowd know that he's leaving, and maybe there might be a bit of hostility, but that aside, he should have the professionalism.
The only thing about Trent, because he's a human being, people forget like he's a footballer and he wants to leave Liverpool, and they get all hyped up. He should be a Liverpool lad. He should stay there forever. Be committed and loyal to the football club. But he's a human being as well, and for whatever reason in my head, I think he wants to leave. And he's talked a few months ago about getting the Ballon d'Or, and probably in his head he thinks I can only get that. I know that's Kenny's looking at me with a funny look when I say that, but that's what he said.
Business once more on the back of that very important equaliser. 1-1. So deflection, and it will be a throw-in. Well, what can they do to stop him running at them? Romeo Lavia. And there it is, the half-time whistle. So the beginning of the second half here at Stamford Bridge. Possession 1. Mudryk. Being egged on by the crowd. And a goal to re-establish their advantage. Just look at the celebrations. Palmer.